What is up, everyone? JD here. I hope you're all doing well today. Today we're going to be doing my full review of the Civivi QUBIT. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, what we're going to do is starting off, we're going to do some size comparisons, then we'll go into the weight and then my thoughts and impressions on the Civivi QUBIT. I thought it'd be appropriate to kick this off with the other button lock that I'm really loving right now that also has aluminum scales, but you can tell it's a little bit of a darker shade of blue. That's the Syncut Serene. So Civivi is using a slightly different color. That or the powder coating is just difficult to get consistent, but it looks like the QUBIT has a little bit of a lighter color. I'm about to overload you all with blue as I bring out the sub 3-inch knife that I'm going to compare it to, and that is going to be the Devo Knives Pony Stout. As you can see, this is exactly 3 inches. I think this is just under from the pivot, which is a little challenging because you can see they do have more of a scale, they have more scale here past the pivot, whereas the Stout does not. So if you're actually trying to compare and you're interested in that, your cutting edge, you have just a skosh more on the Civivi QUBIT. So I'm thinking this is probably 2.97 and this is probably exactly 3 inches on length, but that is going to be going from the pivot. So pivot, I'm sorry, not the pivot, from where the scale ends, which is really hard to line up. But anyway, we're going to keep it moving along, and as I mentioned, this is a 3-inch knife. So we're going to go ahead and move the Serene out of the way. We'll bring another 3-inch knife out that actually these kind of remind me of each other, and that is going to be the Para 3. You got that full handle length where you can get your 4 fingers on there pretty comfortably, and you have a sub 3-inch blade. I think this is a great comparison, and just for our big knife comparison here, we'll bring out that Sebenza 31. As you can see, definitely more of what I would call the small knife. All right, let's go ahead and move this out of here, and we'll move the Para 3 out of here. We're going to bring in 2 medium knives so you can just see how they compare to a knife that I deem to be more medium. You see, you got a little more length on the bug out handle and blade, and then also same thing you're going to have here with the Demco 80 20.5, a little bit more handle and a little bit more, just less than the bug out more, but still more than the QUBIT as far as blade length. We'll leave the bug out here. Let's check that profile comparison out really quick. And actually, I'm going to put the bug out of the way. I'm going to put the bug out of the way, and we're going to bring out the Para 3. And you can see these two are relatively close as far as thickness profile. And then we'll bring that Pony Stout out here, since that is also sub 3-inch. So about the same. I'd say I'd call them the same. This feels really light. I'd say this is definitely closer to 3 ounces than it is 3.5, but I could be wrong. Yeah, so 2.9, under 3 ounces. That is bug out with titanium scale weight. 2.8 with the titanium scales on the bug out. 2.9 on the QUBIT. Let's just check the Para 3 with the applied Weapon Texa aluminum scales. Damn, 2.5. Woo, that is a lightweight summer carry there. I didn't even realize it was that light. I don't think I had weighed it. All right, let's jump into this one. So this is by far the coolest multi-tool Civivi has come out with. You see it, you've probably seen it on other channels. It has a bottle opener integrated into the 14C28N blade's edge. I don't know if that was the intent, but I can tell you, and I'll try to throw some footage up here for B-roll, that this absolutely positively works because the scales land on the top of the cap in the soft spot. It has not worn it out for me. I've done it a couple of times and it pops right open, and it has not affected the performance of the knife. It is locked up solid, side to side, up and down, absolutely no play, drop shut action. The knife is centered. They did a really good job rounding it, even more than what you saw on the Serene. This one here is so well chamfered and well rounded. It looks like I might have scratched it a little bit there. That kind of happens with powder coat. but it's very, very comfortable in hand, super comfortable. Just like the Para 3, it is a full-size knife, full-size handle for the knife to where you can get the full hand on it. It is a small knife, but it definitely has more handle than blade, so that you can get full purchase on here. Nice, comfortable ergos, very secure in hand. Nice forged foil here that allows you to sharpen it a little bit. You get that finger in there for the detailed work. The tip is dropped down nicely so that you got good pinch grip, good detail work position right here with the finger out on the tip is going to be really good for you. Civivi, Sencut, all are doing such a great job with their factory edges. There were no blemishes. This thing is super, super thin and it just rolls through the material. I like the satin finish on here because it doesn't show anything once you clean the stickers off. Really nice. And 14C, for whatever reason, is usually like a fingerprint magnet. So I think however they did this belt satin finish on here, really good job on there. As I mentioned on my Serene review, these are those same style thumb studs. I am really loving these. Now you have more step on the top of this one where you have the bull nose on that Serene, but I really like these a lot. They're very nice and feel really good. I don't know if this is a change. I feel like these are different. I swear the older Civivis that I've had, which I don't know that I have. I do have my Praxis, but that's a flipper. I feel like they're more like this style where they're kind of stepped, which works great. I love this type of thumb stud, but I really am surprised how much I'm liking these thumb studs here. Very nice. Button is in a good spot too, not landing on it at all in the natural position or the choke up position. Also left-handed, you're going right over top of the button, no issues whatsoever. Choking up, same thing, you're over the button, not engaging it whatsoever. So it is nice for lefties. Also, you do have a reversible fold over deep carry pocket clip that's comfortable. Like these clips, when they angle them down like this and they have a big enough, wide enough surface area and they're in hand, you can feel that it's there, but it's so comfortable. No issues whatsoever. This one's coming in at about $65. And honestly, I would recommend this knife over top of the hollow ground button lock, Elementum 2 button lock. I would recommend this over the Altus. I would recommend this over a lot of the other smaller Civivi knives that are out there. The aluminum feels more premium, not having any liners because it's solid aluminum, looks more premium. It looks more of like a cleaned up finish. All of the finishing touches on the hardware, the deep sockets for the hardware, all of that just make this knife seem like it's just so much more premium than that $65 price point. This is a banging knife and a great recommendation for me to make, or an easy recommendation for me to make to you on a great knife. There's no alternative recommendations for this one. If you have 65 bucks and you want something that has tough steel, good edge retention, stainless, a solid button lock in my experience. I tested this one on the unboxing, did not break the lock with 4 or 5 taps on it, was very solid, ambidextrous, just an absolute home run. This is an absolute home run. I know some people are going to say that they don't like the way that that looks on the closed position. What I'm going to tell you is when this knife is closed, it's going to be in your pocket and you're not going to see it. And when you have a beer or a buddy that has a beer that's asking if anybody has a bottle opener, you're not only going to have your cutting tool on you, but you're going to be able to open that bottle for them. Or maybe they have a root beer. Maybe they have a Yahoo. I don't even think Yahoo has the pull caps anymore. I think they're twist off now. But anyway, you're going to have that knife. That's the only thing about the pocket clip. It makes it hard to kind of let it lay flat for you to look at. That doesn't bother me. That doesn't bother me at all. Going into the pocket, it's going to clear the scale. The scale is going to clear it before it catches that on the pocket. Coming out, it's not going to catch anything either. It's going to be fine. I have had no issues with it whatsoever. But let me know what you think about the QUBIT. Do you have one? Have you been considering one, thinking about one? Easy to recommend this one. I really like this a lot. I love that they're using aluminum. I feel aluminum is one of the advantages that the Malibu and the Mordax have had that made it feel more premium. There's less materials to move than when you have a scale on top of a steel liner that you have to line up with the hole for the spring. Like there's less going on there when you have just that one material. It's very, very nice material. It feels premium, and the powder coated that they've put on these, if that's what it is, really awesome, nice finishes. I like this one. Wholly recommend this one a lot if you're trying to find something $65 and you don't care that it's 3 inches or you need it 3 inches or less. This is going to be right there for you. If you need something over 3 inches or you like a bigger knife, I'm still going to recommend the Serene, even though it has the D2 steel on it, but it's also coming in at under 50. So big price difference when you're talking about 20 extra bucks. That can mean a lot to someone. And also, is this going to be a beater? Is this going to be something that you're going to carry all the time, cut with, use all the time? This is going to be just fine. Just make sure you dry it at the end of the day if you're around a lot of moisture. D2 can corrode, but there's stuff out there now that you can get that off the blade with too. So not as big a deal as it used to be, I guess, but for me, I prefer 14C28N and Nitro V because of their corrosive resistant properties over top of D2. Let me know what you think in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this one. Shout out to everyone out there that leaves the likes, the comments, and is subscribed. I appreciate each and every one of you. I love you guys. I hope you have a fantastic week. And until next time, peace.